review video in two parts, just so I have a more fresh reaction to everything. I just got done watching the end of the Chiefs versus the Bengals game. Now, obviously, I predicted the Chiefs to win this game, as did a majority of people. I think that they were like a 7-1 betting favorite in Las Vegas, so I'm not going to feel too bad about getting this prediction wrong. And I did still say that in my heart, I wanted the Bengals to win. And the Bengals did win, just to, get it out ahead there. Final score 27-24 in favor of Cincinnati in overtime. Joe Brrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr McPherson getting the job done, but, to be honest, this was a very one-sided game for the first half. It was, what was it going into the, so it was a 14-point, right? Was it? Second half, the first half ended 10-21 in favor of the Chiefs. So it was an 11-point deficit for the Bengals going into halftime. But something happened at the end of the second half that kind of made me think like, oh, something could be happening here. It was the Chiefs were making a final drive to end the half, and they were kind of just marching down the field, and it looked like they were going to score. And then the Chiefs were also going to get the ball to start the third quarter. So it could have been really, really bad for the Bengals right there. Like, that could have basically been game over. But the Bengals defense came up with a huge stop on the goal line. I think it was Apple came up with a huge stop on the goal line. No timeouts remaining for the Chiefs to end the half. So they were very, very close to getting a touchdown. They do not get a touchdown. I believe it was Apple who blew up the play. And then the Chiefs get the ball back. And I believe it was, I'm pretty sure it was the start of the first quarter, and Mahomes threw an interception. So that first drive where they get the ball back in the third, the Chiefs, and Mahomes throws an interception. And then this graphic came up on the screen saying that was the first interception that Mahomes had thrown in the playoffs his entire career. I'm pretty sure that's what it said. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I'm going to take that at face value. So, Kansas City had all this momentum going into halftime. It felt like it was their game. They were going to run away with it. But then just that play at the end of the half, and then the play to start the second half, and you felt the momentum completely shift to the Bengals. Even though they were down, they shut out the Chiefs in the third quarter, and they score 11 points. So first with a 31-yard field goal, but then Jamar Chase, of course it was Jamar Chase, of course, it had to be Jamar Chase. He gets the touchdown to bring them within 2. Because they were down 10. Oh no, they were down 11. They were down 11, and then the field goal brought them within 8. And then Jamar Chase's touchdown brings them within 2. And then the Bengals go for 2, and they convert the 2-point conversion. So now we have a tie game. Fourth quarter, the Bengals, Evan McPherson kicks an absolute missile. I think it was more than 50 yards. Boom, field goal. Bengals go up 3. Then Butker kicks another long-range one. I think that one was also around 50 yards. Boom, Kansas City ties it. We're heading to overtime. City wins the coin toss. And everybody was having flashbacks to the Buffalo Bills game. I saw people on Twitter, on Reddit, saying like, oh, this is rigged, like, they need to fix these overtime rules, like, these overtime rules are bullshit, like, all this stuff. Immediately, as soon as Kansas City won that coin toss, people were saying all this stuff because they assumed the Chiefs were going to win on the first drive of OT again for the second week in a row. And the crowd at Arrowhead Stadium thought that as well, because the minute they announced the coin toss result, the crowd erupted like they had just won the game. Cheers, yelling, screaming. You thought they had just won the game. And I'm sure in many fans' minds, they were like, yep, this is a win. Mahomes doesn't lose these. But then Mahomes throws another interception. So, if that graphic is correct, which I'm going to assume it is, Mahomes goes from having 0 interceptions in the playoffs to 2 when they matter most, especially that overtime one. So, the Bengals recover. They get the interception. And then McPherson, after Burrow and company, march down the field a little bit, they get it within 31 yards. Boom. McPherson puts it through the uprights, and the Cincinnati Bengals are heading to the Super Bowl in Joe Burrow's second season. His first full season, because he got hit year 1, so, I mean, he kind of is still a rookie a little bit. Jamar Chase's rookie season. And I think Jamar Chase broke a record in this game for most receptions by a rookie wide receiver in the playoffs, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But just, I mean, I got the prediction wrong, but I'm happy about it. This Bengals team has been so fun to watch, and I am so easily going to root for them over either the Niners or the Rams. I mean, I can't stand the Niners or the Rams. I'm a Seahawks fan, but it's Bengals all the way. Who day, Joe Burrow, all the memes, let's get it. I'm all about it. Joe Burrow's going to the Super Bowl. I don't know who he's going to be facing yet, because like I said, I'm going to record that part of the video after that game is over. So I'm going into this first part blind a little bit, but so I'm going to turn off the camera here and then go on to that game, and then edit them together. But let's get into the QB stats real quick before I go. Joe Burrow, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. And those interceptions both came at times that were kind of back-breaking for the Chiefs. Both at really what's the word I want to look for? Inconvenient times. And yeah, I mean, I like I said, I thought the Bengals had a good defense, and the defense did show up in this game, especially in the second half. I mean, that first half was rough. The defense was getting manhandled. But the way I was looking at it was like the Bills had the number 1 rated defense in the entire league. So my thinking was, if the best defense in the entire league can't stop Mahomes, who else can? Because on paper, the Bengals defense is way worse than the Bills defense was. So I just thought that was curtains, and I was looking like I was right for half the game, but then miracles happen, and the good guys gotta win, in my book, if you're a Chiefs fan, not the good guys. But I think that the Bengals are a team that a lot of people, a lot of neutral fans like and cheer for this season, so this is a great storyline going into the Super Bowl. Obviously, I'll do my prediction video the day before the Super Bowl, but yeah, I'm going to cut the video here and then come back when the Niners versus the Rams game is done. So, see you guys in, well, for you, no seconds, but for me, like 3 or 4 hours. And I'm back. The game technically is not over yet, but I'm filming this on Sunday, and I forgot that I made plans on Sunday. There is a minute and 8 seconds left in the game. The Rams just picked off Jimmy Garoppolo on a red zone drive with the Niners down 3. This fourth quarter for the Rams has been absolutely insane. They came in and they were down 17-7 entering the fourth quarter. So they were down 10 points. And the Rams then went on to score 3 times. One was a passing touchdown to Cooper Kupp, which was an amazing play. Good catch by Kupp, great drive by Stafford. And then back-to-back field goals put the Rams on top by 3. Now, I've said, and I even said it coming into the predictions for this game, Jimmy Garoppolo throws picks. The game just ended. They just kneeled the ball. 30 seconds left. It's over. No timeouts. Rams win. Anyway, as I was saying, I said in my prediction, Jimmy Garoppolo is usually good for about 1 interception per game. That's just a trend I've noticed. It's a trend other people have noticed. Jimmy throws at least 1 pick a game. And I said in my prediction, I think one of the ways the Niners can lose this is if that pick comes at a bad time. And it did. It came at the worst possible time. The Niners were on a pretty solid drive, I would say. I think that they were probably... I think if he wouldn't have thrown that pick... I mean, obviously, if he wouldn't have thrown that pick, but I think that they could have scored on that drive if he hadn't thrown that pick, is what I'm getting at. And he did. He threw it. And the Rams complete a comeback. Matthew Stafford, his first attempt being on a team in the playoffs. He's going to the Super Bowl. You know, his very first time getting into the playoffs because he was at Detroit all those years. And Matthew Stafford is going to a Super Bowl. OBJ going to the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald, who just recently gave that interview where he was basically like, the only thing I'm missing in my career is this ring. So, you know, it's just, there's a lot of guys going that have needed to go. And I think it's setting up for a really interesting and hopefully entertaining Super Bowl. The Rams versus the Bengals. So I got both of my predictions wrong again. But whatever. People are going to be upset when I predict the Super Bowl because whatever I say, the opposite just happens every time. 2 weeks in a row now, I haven't gotten a single prediction correct. Don't know how that works. It's literally a coin flip. Final score, Rams 20, Niners 17. Getting into the QB stats, we got Garoppolo, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That interception coming at a very, very bad time for his team. Matthew Stafford, 337 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So, same amount of touchdowns and interceptions for these 2 quarterbacks, but Stafford with 105 more yards. Also, Stafford with a lot more completions and attempts than Garoppolo. One of those things that, you know, Garoppolo doesn't throw the ball that much. And this was just an insane game from Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, 142 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, dude was just a hero. I'm not sure the exact number. I'm sure they said on the broadcast, but the dude just kept converting third downs. It felt like every third down the Rams got, Stafford would target Cooper Kupp. He would catch the ball and they would get the first time after time after time. It was like automatic at a certain point where you're like, man, like this is even a challenge. He just throws to Cooper and that's all he has to do. Yeah, I thought, my opinion coming into this was that the Rams defense would be too much to overcome, the Niners defense would be too much to overcome. And for big portions of this game, it seemed like it was. They were, as good as you can, shutting down the Rams for the first 3 quarters of this game. To the first 3 quarters, it was 17-7, and the Rams got completely shut out of the first and the third quarter. So, looking at that, I thought, okay, this Niners defense is really doing a lot. Joey Bosa was all over the field, disrupting, pressuring, all that stuff. And I thought even with the field goal, even when the Rams scored that field goal, I thought, okay, well, they're going to drive down and get a touchdown, or they're going to get a field goal and go to OT. But that interception, man, it just came at literally the worst time in the entire game. That interception. And I should have known it was coming. But just heartbreaking way to end the season for the Niners. Because it kind of feels like a self-inflicted wound in a way. It was a bad pass too. Garoppolo was under pressure. He was running, scrambling for his life, just threw up a prayer and they grabbed it. It looked like the Niners grabbed it and then it looked like they dropped it and then picked it back up again. Like it was just like fumbling around, but yeah. The Rams win by 3. Which was funny is that the Rams were actually a 3.5 point favorite, and the over-under was 45.5 points. So if you took both unders, you probably made some money on this game. I wouldn't have. I went over 2 on my predictions this week again. So, eventually people are gonna stop watching my predictions videos if I keep getting it wrong. So, I need to up the predictions game. For sure. But I think a lot of people had Rams in this, or Niners in this, even though the Rams were the betting favorite. I think a lot of people had Niners. And it looks like that injury, the shoulder, whatever it was, injury that Garoppolo got 2 weeks back isn't really bothering him anymore. Obviously he's not throwing the ball that much, but what am I even saying? I don't know. I'm so tired. But his arm looked fine in this game, I would say. Even though they lost, Garoppolo's arm looked fine. Stafford, he looked incredible. Like I said, 337 yards. It's going to be a really interesting matchup between Stafford and Burrow, because you have 2 guys who are just going to want to sling it around a lot. And I think it's going to be a very exciting Super Bowl matchup. But I will put out that video the day before the Super Bowl, that prediction. That's going to come out the day before. Kind of like I did for this week's predictions. This could be a fun thing real fast. Let's go through my comments on that video and see who got the correct predictions. I'm sure somebody did. Let's go to my comments. Okay, let's see. Georgia Bulldog says, I want the Bengals to win bad and Rams to win. So boom, Georgia Bulldogs, you got the Super Bowl you wanted. Silly Goose, I'm predicting Chiefs versus Niners. Well, I was as well. And that obviously didn't happen. Your boy, Pringle, I'm going to go with Bengals versus Rams Super Bowl. Rams win it all. So he's halfway there on his prediction. He got the matchup correct, but we'll see if the Rams do in fact win it all. I have to imagine they will probably be the favorite in the Super Bowl. And then Chicken, you went Niners versus Bengals. So you got half correct, but half better than me. No doubt, no doubt. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this and every NFL video I put out. I'd love to hear your comments, thoughts about the games down in the comments below. I thought these were pretty exciting games. I think last week's games were definitely better. Actually, that Chiefs versus Bengals game is the biggest comeback in playoffs history, so it's hard to top that. But you had more games last week, and like every single one of them, there was some drama and excitement. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Did you prefer this week's games or last week's games? I think, me personally, I thought last week was a little more exciting, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up right there, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this every single day. Until next time, guys, bye bye.